Let me start with a simple truth. The bigger your roofing company gets, the heavier it feels. At 1 million, you're drowning in work. At 5 million, you hit a wall. And at 10 million, you're burned out. And if you're watching this, chances are you've already felt that weight. You're chasing reps, you're fixing problems, you're carrying the company on your shoulders. Or as I like to say, you're the chief everything officer. But here's the real kicker. It doesn't matter if you're doing 1 million or 20 million. If the company depends on you to hold it together, it's just not scalable. The good news, this is not a permanent trap. There is a way out, and it has nothing to do with selling harder or hustling more. It comes down to 3 things: accountability, structure, and process. Hi, my name's Elizabeth, and I'm the founder of Business 411, an education company focused on helping roofing business owners win. I've sat in the trenches with roofing business owners from startup all the way to consulting for roofing companies doing over $50 million a year in revenue. I've been in the roofing industry for 10 years. So I want to take all that knowledge, and in this training, I'm going to show you why companies stall out at different revenue levels, the real problems that hold owners back, and the clear, actionable steps to break through, no matter where you are at today. By the end, you're going to have a blueprint to scale without losing your sanity. Let's start off with around $1 million. Most owners at this pace are actually still living in survival mode. The sales rep, the operations manager, the collections department, all rolled into one. They close deals themselves, they run the meetings, they take the angry homeowner calls, and they're the ones chasing money at the end of the week, just trying to get by. What does life look like at this stage? You're up early, you're going to sleep late, and you might even be burned out. Your phone never stops ringing, you're stuck working in the business, not on it. And what's the worst part? You can't step away, you can't take a week off. If you do, everything's gonna collapse. And that's not a business, that's not why you started. That's really just a job that you own, working 24/7. Good news, you quit your 9 to 5. At this level, you are the system. And here's the hard part. You can't scale yourself. You're scared to hire because if you do, it's gonna multiply the pressure on you. So instead of buying back your time, you're just stuck. I worked with an owner who thought if I just add 5 new reps, everything's gonna be solved. Good news is revenue doubled. Bad news, so did the headaches. He was still having to close deals for them, fix their paperwork, and chasing them for updates. So instead of getting freedom, he got buried deeper. And maybe this is why you haven't hired. Maybe this is why you're still scared. Now, let's talk about that 3 to 5 million range. This is where most companies stall for years and the most common plateau that I've ever seen. On paper, things look better. You have some type of manager, you have at least a sales rep or 2, and maybe you even have an office team. But here's the reality. The problems are bigger, not smaller. Your managers aren't truly managing, they're babysitting the reps, they're chasing down deals, and they're reacting to fires all day long. Your sales meeting, either reps are not showing up or they feel like chaos. Everyone's venting and there's no real solution. And you as the owner, you're still right in the middle of it all. This is what I call the upper level management gap. I coached a company that was doing 5.2. The owner had promoted his top sales rep into the sales manager, but nothing really changed. The manager was still closing deals, solving problems, and running interference from every rep. The team never truly leveled up. The reps leaned harder on the manager, and the owner was still stuck. Does that sound familiar? This happens because usually most owners think that a title makes a leader. But leadership is not instinct, it's a skill. And without training and structure, managers are gonna default to just firefighting. They're gonna spend their day fixing versus coaching. And this is what I like to say is a reactive, not proactive growth strategy. So sales reps could still be depending on them for every deal. Weekly meetings are not happening or they're just reactive. Turnover is high and the reps are burning out fast. This might even mean that your growth is flatlining even though sales still look good. The illusion of success. Let's talk about 10 million plus. On the outside, you look like a success story. Big revenue, big team, multiple markets. But on the inside, it's fragile. Sales reps keep quitting. The managers are misaligned. The departments don't talk to each other. And cash flow, it's your biggest headache. Now you as the owner, you're the glue, you're holding everything together. I've seen owners at this stage make even less than when they were at 3 million because inefficiency eats profits alive. And that's why I call 10 million the illusion of success. Why does this happen? It happens because companies scale sales without truly scaling structure. They hire more reps, they enter new markets, but they don't strengthen leadership or accountability. So growth multiplies chaos instead of profit. 3 red flags, you're in the illusion. Revenue grows, but your profit doesn't. Sales reps leave faster than you can replace them, and the owner feels more stressed at 10 million than 1 million. So what's the common thread? Why do companies stall at every stage? It's because they try to grow sales without growing structure. The magic word and the solution is accountability and structure. Without accountability, processes just don't matter. They're just paper. Accountability means every rep owns their number. Every manager owns their department. And every leader is measured by their outcomes, not their effort. When accountability is weak, owners end up rescuing everyone. When accountability is strong, processes stick. Structure is the framework to create that accountability. Structure gives accountability a home. It's the accountability chart. It's role clarity. It's alignment between managers. Structure eliminates overlap and confusion. It gives reps the clarity that they need, it gives managers the control, and it gives the owner freedom, finally. Once accountability and structure are in place, processes are actually able to work. Sales reps could follow that consistent process. Managers can run scoreboard-based meetings. Production handoffs stop dropping the ball. Collections are predictable, and processes become the operating system of the company. Here's how to implement in the next 90 days. First, build an accountability chart. Every seat has to have a result. Install scorecards, the actual KPIs. Make sure they're being measured for your reps and for your managers consistently. You can't expect what you don't inspect. So you have to run those weekly leadership meetings. Have a structured agenda, review those scorecards, and focus on big picture problem solving. Now, this is when processes come in. Start off with sales, then onboarding sales reps, and then production. And last but not least, coach. Don't just rescue. Don't step in and fix everything. Hold managers accountable instead of fixing everything yourself. I've seen companies double revenue without doubling chaos once they did this. Managers were able to step up, reps were able to stay on longer, and profit was able to jump. And for the first time, the owner truly was able to breathe. That's the power of accountability and structure. So whether you're overwhelmed at 1 million, you've stalled out at 5 million, or you're completely burned out at 10, the problem isn't more sales. The problem is structure. Sales creates revenue, but structure creates freedom. And that's exactly what we built in the 411 Roofing Systems class. In 3 days, we'll help you install accountability. We'll train your managers to lead, and we'll give your reps systems that actually work. And we'll help you finally step out of being the bottleneck. Click the link below, secure your seat, and let's build a roofing company that actually runs without you. I can't wait to see you here at our next masterclass.